All right, guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris Unholy Jesus. Yeah.
Happy Tuesday, everyone, and welcome back.
Welcome back to another episode of the Media Hijack. This is episode 227. Before we get started, if you guys want to get some official Media Hijack t-shirts, you can head over to the MediaHijack.com, grab you some official Media Hijack t-shirts. And also, if you guys want to catch for the replay for this live Twitch video, we are here every Tuesday live at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll post the video the following day. Also, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, give us that 5-star frog splash. All right, let's get started. Before we get started, you ever heard the term Rat Boy Summer?
No.
I don't know. It's like a thing out in Cali now. They call it Rat Boy Summer. It's when you see like a raggedy white boy, right? Everything, he look all messy, like a rat, kind of like a rat and stuff. And they're like the most attractive out there in the summertime. Like they're becoming like the it guys out there, like the white guys that look like rats.
Like a rat, like a little rat.
No, like it's just they look bummy, you know. Like their hair, their hair is long, the mustache, everything is all messed up.
No, man, they sound like homeless people though.
Well, I knew some people that is naturally like rat boy style, but that's actually like a thing out in Cali now. I think people are trying to purposely look like rat boy.
You know, I've seen that style before, but I never knew that was the name for it. I just was like, okay, they just kind of like.
I think it just became a thing. Look. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I guess they're getting bored in Cali, so they're like, all right, let's just find out like a new thing to like. How about like raggedy white boys that look like rats?
Right. I don't know. I've seen a couple wander around here because this town I live in, we get like a lot of like California transplants out here, so it's helping the area grow a lot. But you're starting to see like a lot of that Cali style come up here, and they be walking around here and shit, all chill. They ain't hurt nobody, but yeah, I've seen that style. I never knew that's what it was called though, man. I was just like, okay, cool. They just chill, Jesus style, I guess. I don't know what you want to call it. Just
that's kind of like Jesus style.
Like I'm one with the earth type of style. I don't know.
They need like an Asian rat summer.
Why?
Hey, Asian needs some love too, right?
Hey, why not, man?
Get some Asian rat summer. I mean, we are already eating rats. I'm just playing, but
not yet.
Yeah,
not yet.
I mean, what else can we call it for Asian people? It got to be something like more funnier than Rat Boy.
Damn.
Like Cat Boy? No.
Oh, see, I would even.
I'm Asian. I guess that flies on the radar.
It's hard for me to think of anything because I'm trying to be sensitive with it. I ain't trying to be mean. I'm trying to think of something cool, but.
Yeah, we get just pass on this one. Let's get started.
Right? I can be canceled. I didn't even say anything.
Yeah, it's all me. My bad. All right, so let's get started with the topic. Let's get serious. This is a serious topic right here. All right, so Russia, supposedly, the scientists in Russia, they discovered where your soul goes after you die. And, you know, like since the beginning of time, humans were always been fascinated with death, right? Because they're like, all right, you're living, but you're so fascinated. What actually happens after you die? Every civilization wondered this.
Everybody,
even
man.
Till this day, I still wonder, you know? And I'm like, like I have an idea, but nobody actually really knows.
And like no one's ever been there and came back and be like, yo, like officially, like.
Or have they?
Or have they? Yeah, that's true. Because there's been some stories of people making it to the other side and coming back, but.
Definitely, especially people who were, you know, officially dead, like on the hospital bed for like 10 minutes. They died. On paper, they died. And then they came back and they had this vivid story of whatever happened on the other side. And it's very similar to a lot of other people's stories. So if anybody knew anything about what happens after you died, it's definitely somebody who actually died. All right, so there's this company in Russia. It's called Vlad Tech. The Russian tech firm, they created a brain code interface that embeds digital soul codes into every cell in your body. And I'm like, how the hell did they do this? You know?
What in the Black Mirror?
Yeah, this is some Black Mirror shit. I was like, how real is this? Because
Right?
how are they even doing it? You know, embedding codes
Mm,
into, every atom in your body. That's crazy.
man, for
Um,
real.
because basically what they're doing it for, they're trying to track what happens to like your soul after you pass, like what happens to like you after your
Yeah, yeah.
body is done. Like there's something that comes out of your body and what happens to it. So they
The
embedded all
consciousness.
these codes on it, just and then when the spirit, well, what they're trying to do is like when the spirit leaves the body, the code is
Right.
tracked on that spirit or whatever it is, and then they're tracking to see where
Oh.
exactly it goes. I'm like, this is super sci-fi.
So basically, like they're doing what people do with animals and scientists do with animals. Like they'll tag them and they'll follow. Like when you watch like a National Geographic nature
Right, right.
show, they follow like one single animal through all of its adventures and all that, through life and all that. It's animals they don't track and everything. And because sometimes too, you can catch like little stuff on bird legs out in nature, or little trackers on certain animals out there. And that's wild to do that with a soul. Okay, I'm
Yeah, it's like
intrigued. I never
it's
thought about that being an option to track a soul like that.
yeah, or like how would they even do it? Like what you're saying, like with animals, that makes sense because you're using like a physical device to track them, right? You're tagging them with like a geo device.
Yeah,
But this Russian company, they're doing it on like a quantum level and shit.
makes sense because no actual physical tag would stick. Obviously, you got to use something that.
Yeah, it's invisible. You're tagging something that's invisible.
Yeah, damn.
So they said they encoded. Some people are saying like they encoded this thing using like a quantum or like a cellular like level, and then using it as like a spiritual fingerprint. That sounds crazy, right? Spiritual fingerprint.
Yeah, I like it.
So Vlad Tech allegedly used the K.I.D. Soul code to track where a person's soul travels after death. And then what they found out, right? Because they did test a couple people. They said they tested this one guy, right? So after he died, they said his soul traveled somewhere like so fast that their computers couldn't even catch up to it. It was too fast.
But did they track it that it did leave though?
Yeah, it's like hours later when the computer caught up with him. They caught his soul. It stopped at this one universe. Let me try to find it because it's freaking
Oh my.
crazy.
A universe? I think he was gonna say I had like a Circle K or something. I'm tripping. I thought he was like traveling across our land, across like the
Nah. Okay, so after
oh,
soul,
universe is wild.
yeah, after soul went travel super fast, right? The computer it took time to catch up, because it's trying to load all that data, try capture all the footprints. So supposedly they recovered the soul code. It traveled to a galaxy named JEYDZ-140, located a billion light years away. That's how far his soul traveled. And they were using like satellites and everything to see where this code was traveling to. And it was the JEDZ-140 galaxy.
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, whoa! They're like, yeah, they're like, it stopped there, and they're wondering like, does all soul go to this location? And they're like, is this heaven? Like the door gates to heaven? It's just a billion light years away.
Pretty close.
I was like, damn, it didn't went that far.
Man. So it's like basically like a soul galaxy? Just like boom. Just go there and chill.
Yeah, and I don't think they know what happens after that. I guess they lose all data after like they pinpoint it to that certain galaxy, and then that's it. There's no data, no more data after that. And they've done this
Wow.
like with a few people, a few volunteers.
Yeah, I was about to say to like how many people volunteer for this?
Yeah, it's a lot of this story. It doesn't have like legs like to hold up like credibility because I couldn't find like a legit company name like Vlad Tech, or there's like another name for it, but I couldn't find it. So a lot of it, like these stories, basically from TikTok to Instagram, it's people circulating shit like on the internet. Maybe it's like a
Right.
made up story from ChatGPT or something, but a lot of it is gaining traction like through social media. And it's the same name, Vlad Tech, the company that's tracking human souls to another galaxy far away. And the Russian
We know
scientists are doing it.
but no one else has really confirmed it or anything.
There's nothing to confirm it. There's nothing. It's
Dang.
just all speculation. But it's like it has a lot of there's a lot more other details, but I was like, how much is it made up? Or here's the thing, even if it's true, why would they even make this public?
Yeah.
Because it would spark like controversy, especially with the religious community, right?
Yeah.
'Cause
I
it'd be
mean,
like,
I would see some of that. Yeah.
yeah, it'd be messy, and once you mess with like religion like that, like people's beliefs, dude, you could start wars so easy.
Oh man, yeah. The wars. I feel like a huge chunk of this planet's wars is religious based. We're just now starting to fight over like other shit.
Yeah,
It's like land and religion. That was like the main things people fought over back in the day.
religion's been freaking the backbone of all these major wars, man.
Man.
But yeah, like there's no like real claims on this. That's why I was like, it's an interesting story. Like that's the stuff that caught my interest. I can see it like being possible with all the sci-fi stuff I watch. I was like, yeah, we could live in a world where it's possible to track your soul down after you die.
Yeah.
I wouldn't close the door, saying, oh, it's impossible.
I would love for humanity to figure out one day what happens after this. Sometime before my time passes, it'd be nice to find out, okay, where everything all ends up at, like some kind of like soul cloud or something. I don't know what's going on, but it's just
You'll find out one day.
to sit out to your soul just sits in like in a I don't know, like in limbo for a little bit until like like it's your time to come down. Like it's my time to go back down to Earth. You come back down, but what feels like maybe just a matter of days has been like 20,000 years and you back on Earth again in
like,
some
damn
other
it.
form.
Back on this cold planet.
Right.
Yeah. But I have like another story that's like not similar to this, but it's like a near-death experience. Let's see. All right, so a woman dies for 8 minutes, and then she came back. Her name was like Brianna Lafferty, 33 years old, from Colorado. When her body gave up, she was clinically dead for 8 minutes, no pulse, breath, or brain activity. She later returned to life with vivid near-death experience. She said that death is just an illusion because our soul never dies. It fly out somewhere just like that last story. And she says our consciousness, it remains alive. It's like you are still you after you die. You're still the same person. Your soul is the same. When you pass, she's like, it's still you. You're not changing into something else. They're like, oh, you still got your mind, your everything.
Yeah, but your physical form.
Yeah, except like your body's not there. Like that shit, it doesn't. Your body was shit. It was just a vehicle, basically.
Right.
And then go ahead.
That's why I think sometimes too, at least we're like, not to get too crazy off topic with it, but like with transgender, with that stuff, with that going on, and because I've heard and read some stuff was where it's like they felt like they was in the wrong body, and I was like, oh, what if this like your soul, like it's kind of like you get a new car and then you get in the car and you're like, man, this ain't a car that looked like it was advertised, or you just got a car that was just wrong. That's not what you like. It was the car you're supposed to be in. And I've always kind of wondered like that. It's like, hey, what if your soul ended up just in the wrong body? If this is just a vehicle that's temporary for a soul. It's like factories, like defects, like shit goes down the assembly line and some shit don't like fit right and all that. So, this is a defective bottle and this is if that makes sense. That's what I've always wondered with that type of situation. It's like,
yeah, I mean,
if you're so,
I mean, like if you're like you pick to come back to Earth, right? And they're like, all right, we're just gonna give you a random body. Like, cool, let's just put me back on Earth so I can take this class and get out of here. Other than maybe some people's like, no, since I got this amount of credits, can I get like a good, healthy, fit body, something where I don't have to work too hard to have a normal life or normal body or whatever.
Right, want it easy.
Yeah, but I don't think none of that even matters, because if you're here to learn something, right? Like I think that's all a part of the journey.
Just learning, man.
Yeah,
real shit.
I do think it matters because it is harder for some other people to do things than others. Like we all know that's true. So I think it does matter, but I think the journey here is that's the main thing. Like how you play your cards here with what you dealt or whatever they dealt you to learn, right?
Learn and love. I know that sounds
that's like the main thing
simple.
at the end of the day, you know, because that's universal. That shit stretch beyond realms. That's like your currency.
Man, real shit.
If you don't believe it, die, find out.
Let me come back and let me know what's
Call
up.
call me when you're back. All right, so she said that when she died, right, she said she did not remember her human self. She said she was completely still, but she felt fully alive. She was aware of herself, and then she was like, I've never felt myself like this way, like ever before in her life. Like she never felt so full and, you know, I don't know how you explain it, like full of herself. I guess, no, that's the wrong way to say it. But yeah, she felt more alive than ever even when she was alive. She was like, holy shit. That's why like a lot of people, when they die, they say stuff like they don't actually want to come back.
Why am I here? Like this?
Because like everything over there is like, it's just pure love. Everything's like, oh shit, there's people over here that actually wants me here. It's like, you're welcome with, you know, with love and stuff. But then like they tell them like, oh no, it's not your time yet. And then they're like, what about your family? And then that's when they're like, oh shit, I forgot a whole family. It's like, I guess I'll go back.
Be back. No, I'll be back.
I guess I go back. I gotta feed Billy. He's only 4. That motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because you gotta think about it too. Like when you leave your body, and I would imagine like you leave your body, you come in as just straight just energy at this point. And then for you to like, and you're free, no wings, like you're no more that aching elbow, that bad knee, or the headaches or anything. You're just boom, free. And then you get put back in this, you're like, everything hurts again. So I'll be
that's the thing. It's like you can be paralyzed in pain, back pain, leg pain, but then when you die, you're like, oh, what pain? You feel 100,000% better.
Right.
And she described like when she died, like she said her soul felt like it was floating out of her body, above her body. And I was like, I can kind of relate to this because, you know, I remember I had the astral projection. I was like, I think this is how it feels when you die, dude. That's why it's so scary, like astral projection. Right. But I want that shit so bad, and I haven't had it like legitly since the last time I talked about it. It's like I can't get it no more. It's almost like when you want something, they're not gonna give it to you no more. Right. I think that's how life is, man. Like I don't even want $1 million.
You got the opposite.
Fuck that.
I used to do that.
I don't even want 10 million. Nah, get it out of my face.
When I was a kid, and I used to play like with the OG PlayStation. And I had like a game that was like scratched or whatever, and then sometimes the game would start up and work, and sometimes it wouldn't. I used to be like, I don't care if this game don't work. And then like it will work. I'm like, yes, okay, cool. Because when I cared too much, that's when it stopped working.
Yeah, so I don't care about this game.
I trick reality.
Yeah, I think like that's how like life is. It's like, you know how like some people they get famous, right? But they don't even want to get famous. It's like they got forced in the spotlight. And then now they're like super famous. I was like, whoa, I think that's how it works.
Right.
Yeah. I don't even want this podcast to blow up, really. put the cricket sound.
I was waiting for somebody kicking the door like, hey, guess what?
10 billion.
Oh, man.
Yeah, like we were saying earlier, like she said there was no pain. Like when she went to the other side, she felt deep sense of peace and clarity. She claimed like her thoughts shaped her surroundings. She said anything that she thought of, it instantly materialized. And then a lot of this, what she's saying, it matches up to so many people who had near-death experience. And I was like, there has to be something to that. They all say the same thing. They said that you can manifest anything on the other side, like instantly. For example, I want an ice cream cone, boom, in your hand.
Ice cream.
Yeah, it's like you can get any, like you can basically do anything in your reality in these realms. And imagine like that's real, right? I thought about that shit too. I was like, wouldn't I get bored of that? And they said there's so much stuff on the other side. It's like yeah, you could learn so much shit. Like you can go to planets where they play different type of sports game, and you could play sports over there and stuff. And then like,
What aliens?
yeah, they say like people they're doing this. These souls are going doing these for thousands of years. You know, just traveling because there's so much to do. But then sometimes they come back to Earth. Like, all right, let's take a break, or let's do something real hard. You know,
On everything.
Let's live a whole Earth life.
Have some kids.
Baby daddy
Damn.
walks out for milk
All right, let's go back to being miserable.
and said, "Just play him back." But then the mom leaves. Yeah, the baby's like, "What? I don't get this story. This is weird."
I remember with Jimmy Fox with doing his stand up, he talked about how he had his stroke, and he said like how his stroke hit him. It was like he like went to like he kind of like went through like this dark tunnel, and he's like it was actually kind of like very soothing like to transition over because it's not like he died. Well, he damn near died from having a stroke, so it just sounded like he's like did the mind did the easy transition to the other side. He said it felt calming, relaxed, and that's what it's. So like, cause it's not like your body, like when your brain starts hitting that point, it's like goes into like, all right, we're transitioning over to the other side. We gotta get some dopamine in his body. It's like it kind of just makes the process easier, I guess. That's what I've been hearing about when people like pass away and all that. Like the body automatically starts going to prepping the mind ready for like transition because you're about to enter the next.
Every time they describe like death, like when they're on the other side, it's so peaceful, dude. It's so calming. Like you know that other actor from Marvel. He plays the bow and arrow guy, the white dude.
Oh, Jeremy Renner?
Yeah. You know, he died and came back. You heard about that?
What? I remember he got the accident with the tractor, right?
Right. He had.
I didn't know he died.
Yeah, he actually
I didn't know he died for a little bit.
Yeah, and then he wrote a whole book about everything. But he actually died and came back. And then he was on the Joe Rogan podcast show, right? But he didn't even talk about what he saw on the other side. Like I heard his story when he was on a different podcast, and he was telling like what happened like after he died. He said when he died, he was like, dude, there's people on the other side like all like so happy to see me. He said he never felt so much love before like that, and he even said he didn't want to come back. He said I don't want to go back to that place. But then they had to remind him like, hey, you have a family, and this is not your time yet. So even though like you're dead there physically right now, we're gonna help you and get your body back up and running again. And that was his story. He remembered all that from his near death.
I didn't even know he died. 'Cause I remember hearing the story, and I watched him after he recovered a little bit in the hospital, and he was like still had a black eye and stuff. And it's not like he should have died, bro. That accident was awful. Like I think it crushed his chest or something.
Yep.
Like it was bad. It sounded like he wasn't gonna make it, and then him surviving. I was like, oh wow, that was sound like a miracle. But
yeah, dude, it's definitely a miracle. They're like, no, not your time yet. But he actually did die. He saw all that. He was like. And he described everything like these near-death experience people describe. And he ain't trying to make no money off of this. Like, he's just telling you what happened.
He got the money.
Yeah, so and that's why, like, you have to sit down and think, like, the people who believe, like, there's actually nothing, you should sit down and read some of these, like, stories. You'd be like, oh, there is something. And then you have nothing to be afraid of, you know? And then a lot of these people that have these near-death experience, when they come back, they're not afraid of death anymore. And they're not afraid of, like, to live their life like how they want to live, like the stuff that scared them before. They're like, fuck that, I already know what happened. Like I actually saw it already. So they're like, they're gonna live their life to the fullest. And usually people who have near-death experience, they come out like a different person.
Man, like I gotta go skydiving next. I gotta get over my fears. I gotta live every moment is precious.
Yeah, I don't know about skydiving though. Fuck that.
Like, I'm gonna push the limits. I want to do it,
go through
but
without that.
I'm good. But I can see somebody like coming back and wanting, like, you know what, like I'm gonna just live. I wouldn't. I definitely wouldn't do that. I'm not a skydiving type of guy, but I could, because I feel like a lot of people's fear and just passing on is the unknown. That's hands down the biggest fear of it. Like, nobody truly knows, and the very few people that do know, you could probably. I don't know, fit on the head of a needle. I mean, it's like so few people out there that's experienced it and came back. But I think generally it's like it's an unknown fear experience where, especially when you have like religion always being like, heaven, hell. It's kind of like it's kind of
Yeah,
like
that hell's a little
it is.
aggressive.
Yeah, because I feel like honestly, when it comes to stuff like evil and good, and that's more of a human concept. Where death is just nature. It's just is as a part of nature. It's not really, and nature doesn't have no good or evil. It's just nature. Like I watch nature channels a lot when animals like gazelles getting killed by lions. I'm like, oh man, I feel bad for that gazelle, but that is nature. Like this is just the lion ain't doing it to kill like be evil. It's just surviving. If it don't eat the gazelle, then the lion's gonna die. So it's just all nature to me. I don't see it as like as a good or evil type of thing when it comes to.
Yeah, same with like serial killers, right?
Oh, no, that's evil. that is beyond.
Okay,
Not like
okay,
that.
well, that's wrong. My bad. Bob says
Yeah,
we're
no,
going
that is-
snorkeling in shallow waters. That is not shallow water, Bob. He says, Real Tail Robert. Why are you late? Are you just now seeing the podcast?
Oh man.
She talking about stuff
What
we
was the
talked
pod-
about like 20 minutes ago.
Oh man, I forgot about the rat tail actually.
Rat Tail Robert. All right, back to the story. Okay, so her experience, it aligns with a recent study tracking 567 cardiac arrest patients across 25 different hospitals. So the research found that nearly 40% showed brain activity linked to consciousness during CPR, some up to 60 minutes after cardiac arrest. So, like, there's evidence of your brain still doing stuff even after, like, you have, like, a heart attack or something. Like, you're still,
you're dead?
it's like you're doing something. Like, it's like, hey, why is their brain activity showing like they're actually doing something? Because something is actually happening.
Yes.
Scientists got to get with the program. Like, it doesn't all end. Life goes on. Guaranteed, dude.
Oh yeah. Just in a different way, man. Different form.
That's like when I'm gone, like, you guys don't need to cry. Know that I'm probably playing pickleball in Uranus. I don't know.
Nah, I think just a lot of sadness comes from that you'll be gone and then you'll be missed and not like and life will feel weird without you being here. So and that's what I think that's what it really comes down to.
Yep. The one that suffers is the people that are alive.
Man, yeah. My mama told me that when my dad passed. I was like, oh my God. I was like, you ain't lying.
Yeah.
It's miserable.
We feel it here. Bob says, I didn't get a chance to get on chat. Oh, okay. She was like, when I get on chat, I'm going to say Rat Tail Robert. Yeah, that shit saved up.
All right.
So Dr. Sam Parnia, the study lead author, said that these experiences reveal a real yet little understood dimension of the human consciousness that becomes uncovered with death. So, of course, if you're a real doctor, like, you would notice these things like happening in your patients. Like, you know something is happening,
Right.
like still happening even after death, and you just can't ignore that. If you ignore that, you're like, all right, like, you're almost like you're just closing the door on something. Like, you're so close to figuring out, but it's not like you have to figure it out. It's but ignoring it, like, oh yeah, when you die, that's it. Pew, TV's off.
Time to go eat Subway or some shit like that.
It's like, damn, you just buried in the dirt.
Nah, man. They even like studied this shit as far as back, like, I want to say, when was the medieval times, like 1600s or some shit. Like, even then, when there were like scientists and doctors trying to understand, like, oh, after we, throw somebody in a guillotine and chop their head off, their eyes are still blinking and looking around for like another like 10 or 15 seconds after that. So the brain is still showing activity and is.
I hope I don't see nothing if my head get chopped off. Like, I hope that's just like cables like being loose, like.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like almost reactionary.
Yeah.
Like for example, like I remember after my dad had his stroke and he's in the hospital and he was basically like almost a vegetable. He could still feel things like if you pinch him or whatever. But as far as like movement, anything like that, it's like he wasn't registering nothing. He was looking around the room, but his brain wasn't registering what he was seeing. So it was like all his eye movement stuff. It was like his brain like ain't processing it. The brain's still functioning, but like almost like the wires are loose and torn inside of it. It's just it's only doing like human reactions, but not perceiving what it's doing. Like it's not no self-awareness whatsoever.
Yeah, the body was already done.
Right. So that's how I think that's how it is too. It's like back then, it's like, the body's still operating, but ain't nobody home. It's just
Yeah,
not even autopilot. Not even on autopilot. It's just
yeah.
nobody's at the wheel. It's just
Basically, like you're trapped inside a shell, you know?
right. Don't even know it.
I'd be like, all right,
This for
paralysis, fly out the body.
I'm out.
Come back like, what? I'm still alive. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
crazy. So like, she's basically the lady's basically saying, everything happens for a reason, especially like in this life, like good or bad or everything. You're supposed to go through these events. It's all part of this life, because people always wonder, hey, what's the purpose of life? Just live that shit. That's it.
Yeah.
Right? What are you trying to figure out?
Live it,
Because if you
man.
look around you, like you're basically walking in magic right now. Because look at everything around you. Isn't this crazy,
Man.
right?
How all this functions and works. Hell
Yeah, like
yeah.
what? I was like, we came up with all this shit. I mean, I know we did, but look how far we came as like a human civilization. Like
Man.
within a few
Me and
years.
Melissa, but like me and Melissa, we just went to this museum Sunday in Vegas, the Atomic Museum. Bro, like it's weird how much I know about all this atomic bomb history stuff. Because when I was going to the museum, I was like, "Oh, I know about this. I've heard about this." But it's some like little fine other stories that they had in the museum. And I was like, "Oh, I did not know this shit." And just going to that atomic museum because it's all about the history of the atomic bomb and Hiroshima and Nagasaki getting blown up and all this other stuff. Just the history of just like how humans harness nuclear energy and just reading all the information on the wall in the museum. I'm like, oh my god, bro! Like humans are so smart, man. It's insane. It's scary smart, man. And how we've
Yeah,
gone so
it's
far from fucking learning how to start fires as cavemen and sticks and rocks, and now it's like y'all just built a damn bomb that could house all this nuclear energy and just
the power of the
obliterate.
sun in this little tiny ball.
And they have like a modeled version of the Fat Man bomb they used on Nagasaki, and it's like or Hiroshima. I can't remember which one,
How big is it?
which bombs were used, but it's massive, bro. Massive ass bomb. Crazy. And I'm like, how the fuck? Who thinks of this? Like, how humans even get to this point of thinking on that level of like, hey man, these atoms. How about we just like shred them, just
Check
shred
this
them as
out.
fast as we can,
Shred the atom.
and create a chain reaction and start blowing shit up.
Yeah, like how? Like if it was like me and you, right? And it told us like, hey, build a bomb. I was like, I don't know where the fuck to start. Right?
Well, now I know.
Like
I know you got to need.
like delete all the internet, everything. Like, do me and you know how to do anything like that? Fuck no.
Man,
We're sticks and stone.
sticks and
Easily.
stone kind of guys. Easy.
I say 90% of the world is like that. That's why I was like, dude, this technology, like, sure, we came up with it, or I think we got help, especially with computers. I think that was a lot of it is like reverse engineered from something that was probably given to us. The whole computer
Right.
shit, everything, circuits, a language model that can let machines talk to each other. Come on,
Yeah.
come on, that's crazy. You don't see
I always
monkeys
thought
doing
like
that. What monkeys do? Like the worst, the best they're doing right now is building a bow and arrow and yelling at people at the zoo.
they building bone arrows now.
Yeah, they got this one monkey. It's like, oh shit, they built a bow and arrow. It's like shit. So they passed like the
I
Stone
didn't know
Age.
that. I didn't hear about this. I didn't hear about this. Oh
Yeah,
my
they're like, oh,
god.
they're getting there. I was like,
We should be worried. If they're building it, they're gonna try to use it, man.
nah, we got them in a chokehold, dude. I don't think any animal can survive against us. We're too powerful.
Yeah, we got a lot of
Not
guns.
like one-on-one fight. Of course, we'll die, but
No, no, no. We're smarter. We're much
yeah,
smarter.
we're not gonna fight you one-on-one. We'll take your whole village out. We could just drop a damn stink bomb in there, let you guys all run wild.
Yeah, they're not. They don't. They don't. They're not in a position to fight yet.
Yeah, we got too much technology.
They would have to wait for like the human population to get like wiped out almost, like in Planet of the Apes, like a virus took out most of the humans, and then they was able to take over.
Yeah, that's the only way.
But straight up, nah, they can't. They ain't ready for this.
They've been lost. All right, let me take a leak real quick. Come back. We'll do one of Chris top.
Let's get it. We're gonna be talking about these AI hiring bots, man. That's right. AI is taking over the hiring business, boy. They are leading the way, putting people up for jobs, doing job interviews. I even had a job interview a couple months ago, actually, with they call it like a what's the term for it? Like a self-interview where you just talk to a camera and then generates the questions for you. I had to do that like a couple months ago, and it's uneasy because I was like, dang, I wonder if this AI knows how badly I need this job. So it was like, because I was kind of worried about the connection because some people be out there trying to get that money, trying to get that paper, pay them bills, and keep the roof over their head. And it's hard to draw that connection and get empathy from someone who ain't got bills to pay. So
Yeah, that's weird. Because you're not getting it like on like a personal level. It's like, hey, how you doing, Chris? How you had a good day today? Like, no, that shit's straight to business, right?
Straight to it. It's never like no greetings, no shaking hands. Like, that's a firm handshake, sir. Them days is over.
It's over.
Them days is over. It's like, sit in front of the computer, get your camera ready, and let's go. And I can see these type of jobs rising up, especially in this post-COVID era that we live in. Sorry, Bovid area that we've been living in. And and a lot of jobs have shifted to straight up to the house, man. Remote work. And these jobs are coming in like speeding bullets. And I understand it is a lot of work. And it's probably hard to even find people to put in these jobs to do this work for hiring officials. So I can see why the angle of an AI bot, why they would want to try this out. The AI is only going to be as good. 'Cause I don't have as strong fears I used to towards AI. I have a better understanding of it, and I'm like, well, the AI for right now, it seems that it's only going to do what we allow it to do, at least as far as control wise, until it starts. If it hasn't already broken, it's kind of going rogue at this point. But for the most part, AI is going to kind of stick to what it's supposed to be designed for, like as far as finding like policies and transparency and all this other stuff, because that is kind of programmed in the system. But a lot of people are worried about these AI hiring bots too, because they've shown at times to be extremely biased to specific groups of people. And man, people of color got enough hard time getting jobs out here. We don't need no AI bot helping. So don't help.
That's why we gotta program like your own AI to take a role of us. Like, hey, do this interview for me, since my human self can't do the interview because the robot is looking for certain stuff. Like you talk for me, and then get me the job.
Help me, and then battle of AIs.
Then let's say like a lot of people started doing that, and then like companies are getting these unqualified people for the job. Like they ace the interview, but they come in, they're like, oh yeah, your robot lied. The fuck for you? Like he made you basically like a god out there. It's like, of course you got the job. But then you show up looking like Rap Boy Summer. They're like, what the hell? Who did we just hired?
It says your AI bot says that you an astrophysicist?
Like, whoa. I guess I am.
Well, I'm just trying to be a janitor, bro. I applied for the janitor position. What is it talking about?
Super overqualified. Yeah. Modern problems need modern solutions, and then what better way to do it, right? Shit, use your own AI bot to do these interviews. Because when you're doing these interviews, do you have to like talk like a robot? Like, how you talk like on the phone when you're calling like a company and you put you on hold, but then you're talking to a machine, and then you're talking to like a robot, like 2, 3 or whatever.
Mine was more like it. Actually, I don't even know if it would be even considered AI. I'll break it down to you. So when I did my interview, it gave me like a question, and I'm not sure if it's like randomly generated question or whatever, but it was a question, and it was like a customer service question, and then it gave me an option of like, hey, you get. And then I would have to like record my response. I had to record it, but the video length time I could only do was like, okay, for a minute and a half, you have a minute and a half to describe the situation. How would you do? And you get 2 chances. The first time you have to use that recording thing with the actual self actual interview thing, they give you like a limited amount of time. Like take as many redos as you want. If you mess up, do it as many times as you want. But the further I kept going along, the time lengths for the videos were getting shorter, and not my chances were getting shorter with the videos. So going towards like the last question of like my whole interview was like, hey, blah 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 blah, customer service question. What would you do in this situation? You get 2 chances, and each of your chances are 1:30. So be aware how you're going to answer things. Think before you answer, because you only got 2 chances to get this right. So I'm like, okay, shit. And I felt like an immense amount of pressure on that. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. Fuck. Now, it's called a self-interview, so I don't know if it's specifically an AI interview per se, but this is the first time I've ever done a full digital interview at all. I've always done interviews like face-to-face, person-to-person type of interaction, like a human, you know? Right. So it was very nerve-wracking. I was like, you have 2 chances to get your question right. I was like, oh my God. I was like, let me write this down. And
about that $1 million. That is fuck that.
The job market to me has gotten more scarier than it ever has. And I don't know if it's because I'm jumping careers. I think that's a huge part of it too. I'm jumping from one career to another. So it's completely different from what I'm used to. But I'm also seeing like, oh shit, a lot of this is AI ran, putting your resume in, your resume getting ran through, I think it's like ATF type of system, and it's picking out keywords, and all this, and it's a race to the top, because then when the AI is going through all these resumes, it's only going to pick out words with the keywords, and then it is like, oh
and everybody's using those keywords now. It's like,
yeah, and it's a race, bro, man. And I've been getting advices like from people who help like with resumes, like, hey, like if you use like, you know, ChatGPT, but don't use it all the way, kind of like help it break it down, but then you reword it again yourself. And all these tips I've been getting from around the way, like, hey, use AI against AI, basically. That's what it's turning into. Like, use AI to beat the AI machine to get these jobs. But, yeah, so it's turning everything upside down. Did you, we're going to use the video I sent you earlier?
Oh, yeah. You want to play it now?
Yeah, let's check that out right quick. This is a good video.
Shafiq is used to doing job interviews online, but she was shocked when her latest interviewer wasn't human.
I think it felt odd. I was caught off guard a couple of times.
Welcome to the interview for the Marketing Specialist 2 position.
She says the AI agent was extremely polite, though she felt something was missing.
There's no small talk. There was no nothing personal, and I wasn't able to really tell if my answers were landing or not.
Thank you for taking the time to interview today.
Shafiq and other job seekers are sharing clips on social media. These AI hiring bots can now screen, shortlist, and even talk to job candidates.
Do you have any questions about how this interview will go?
I do think that this will become the norm for a lot of industries. So think like a manufacturer, really large restaurant chains, warehousing. These are all areas where it's often really hard to hire for those roles.
Ashram Garamani created an AI recruiter called Ribbon AI just 2 years ago and already has 400 customers. He says the technology works around the clock and frees up human workers from tedious tasks like scheduling.
I think AI will be extremely important in hiring in the future, but I think there'll always be a human in the loop.
Still, AI is reshaping workplaces. IBM is cutting 8,000 jobs, mostly in its HR department. For some applicants, AI can add confusion to the process. Maureen Green had to end an interview herself because the AI wouldn't stop.
So an hour in, I'm like, so I don't mean to interrupt, but, you know, it's been more than half an hour after the scheduled time of our interview. I just want to be mindful of your time, even though I'm like, it's an AI agent.
I decided to give it a try and test Ribbon AI's reactions.
How much do you get paid?
Haha, well, I'm just here to help with the interview process, so I don't have a paycheck.
Turns out I wasn't qualified, but being able to impress an AI could end up a critical skill amid predictions the technology will lead to more job losses. Nisha Patel, CBC News, Toronto.
How the hell you impress AI? How?
Man, 010010111. It's like,
talking binary and shit.
You know, binary
code. Yo, speaking of code, there was a long time ago at one of the stations where there's this big wall where somebody sprayed paint graffiti, right? But it was like a code. It was like some type of math equation, and it was huge. I took a picture of it like probably like 7 years ago, and I was like, holy shit! Now since I got ChatGPT, like finally someone can try to solve this equation. So I looked like for days. I was trying to find this picture in my phone. I was like, I couldn't find it anywhere. But I remember I sent the text to somebody, and I was like, all right, let me see if that picture's still there. So then I actually found the text with the written spray painted code, right? And I told ChatGPT, I was like, hey, can you solve this? Like, what is this? And then it told me this. It said like this is like the hardest math equation that's never been solved in the world. I was like, what? And then somebody spray painted that in graffiti like 8 years ago.
Damn. I feel like he showed me this too. I feel like
I remember I
seeing
showed you. Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah.
Wow. I never thought about using ChatGPT. Like, that was a smart idea, dude.
Yeah, because I was like, because no one's gonna tell me what this means, because it looks like some damn shit you see in a damn physics lab. But then like it's like, oh yeah, this is like one of the math problems that's like for centuries nobody's been able to solve. It's like the most difficult math problem.
So I'm like this. If it's damn, I want to know how many people have solved it then.
Nobody. It's actually like a famous equation, but who would have known? And why are you writing it in the middle of Atlanta?
Right? You know something we don't know?
Yeah, I was like, okay. So I was like, could you solve it? They're like, no.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, another thing, like I'm using ChatGPT for, it can count your calories in your food. You just gotta take a picture of it, and it can get very close to telling you how many calories is in your food.
Wow.
It's smart, dude. Like how many grams of protein? Like it looks like you have 4 shrimps with rice. It's like a total blah blah blah. 20 grams of protein, 400 calories in that meal. I was like, whoa, that's pretty good.
In IT class, that ability would be called OCR, which is optical character recognition, where AI can scan like characters, like numbers and letters. It'll take it, and then when it does something like that, it pushes it in like structured data, like in like almost kind of like basically like an organized way to spit it back out to you.
That's
crazy.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I watched this Korean show like probably 4 years ago where they had like a team of coders where they were teaching like AI to do this long time ago. Like they made it for like people who couldn't see, like blind people. Yeah, like blind people. Like where they would point their phone to something and it'll tell them, especially like if they're handling money, right? They'll point their phone down and it'd be like $20 bill, $50 bill, something like that. Because they were programmed to do that thing you were talking about. OCR or whatever it's called?
Yeah, optical character recognition.
Yeah, they were doing these programs like for a long time now. And then finally they got like ChatGPT that just blows the water out of all these people that's been working on this tech for a long time. It's like all that knowledge has been combined.
I've been using ChatGPT right now because I'm like studying for my my IT test coming up. And so before I got started, I was like, hey, like, I took a picture of, because like I took like my 1102 test last year and I flunked it. I barely flunked it. I was pissed. Actually, I wasn't pissed. I was kind of like shocked that I got that close. But I wound up taking a picture of the paper and the section of everything that I missed, because like in the test it lets you know where you missed that on what sections. And I took that picture and I put it on ChatGPT and I was like, hey, I want to set up a 2-week study guide around these sections that I missed in 1102 IT, whatever. And it was like, bet. And it made me an entire schedule. It was like, hey, here you go, CJ. Here's a 7-day schedule we can break down for you. We'll do these 2 sections on this day because they kind of relate to each other. I was like, oh my God. So now I have a 2-week schedule that I get up every morning at 9 o'clock. I hop on and I get my schedule going. It's gonna be some warm-up tests. And then crazy, bro, insane.
Yeah,
my whole studying like structure is based around what it just built for me. Because I don't know, I have trouble scheduling stuff because it'd be so much. I'll be like, oh, I don't know what time I should do this, but it helped me just lay everything out a little bit better and structure it and feed it to me in small doses. Because I have a really bad habit of overstudying. Like I'll burn my brain out, and ChatGPT kind of gives it to me in like small doses. Like, here, okay, for this day, here's this section. We'll keep it light on the brain so you ain't burning yourself out. I'm like, okay, cool. So Man, AI crazy, but I get why. I know some people say like AI is gonna make us weaker, too reliable, but I'm like this. All technology at some point has made us weaker in some kind of way. Buying a gun, like building guns, stopped us from stabbing and hunting and gathering like that. It became easier. So all technology does it has its advantages, but we lose something along the way. But that's with everything, bro. It ain't even just AI. It's been when we built cars. Guess what? People stopped walking. Like so. Guess what? People probably got less fit.
This one might be one of the strongest things, though.
Yeah, this is gonna be big though. This is this is gonna be.
It's almost like you're not even using your head no more.
Yeah, there's an article I was reading the other day. Fuck, I don't even know what I do with that article. But it was an article that was talking about how teachers are starting to notice that when it comes with Gen Z kids, bro, they said like the reading level of Gen Z kids is plummeting. Like a lot of these kids don't know how to read anymore or don't know how to do research or write or anything, but it's like they're losing like certain skills like that
it's gone, dude.
Older generation used to have, because they're all using like Chat GPT to an abusive point of like, hey, I need you to write me this entire book report for me, and
or just
the book like
or just something normal like everyday life stuff.
Yeah, and they're constantly just asking it things that it was kind of like, all right, you're using it in a way that it's not supposed to be used in. I mean, I use it to help me kind of keep track of things. That's the best thing because it's not really learning, it's just getting patterns right. And if you drill it into his head enough, it'll get everything on track once in a while. Because sometimes ChatGPT can be like, oh, man, what about this? I'm like, well, that's not what I told you, bro. And they're like, oh, my bad. So it ain't perfect, but for the most part, it's good at like tracking shit sometimes. And you know, if you're trying to.
Speaking of like chat, you know, it was down this morning. You know about that?
No, I didn't get on to like. I got 2 hour difference from you, so it might have been different. I might have been still asleep.
It was down, and then it was chaos on the internet for like a few hours. Everybody was like, "Holy shit! I was in the middle of doing something with my therapist, and now I can't verify nothing." And even me, I was like, "Oh shit! ChatGPT is down." I was like, "Now I gotta use my brain." But like everybody was on like Threads and Twitter. They're like, is everybody on here trying to find out if ChatGPT is down? I was like, yeah, it's down for everybody.
Yeah, I didn't get on to like 10 this morning. So 10 my time, so it'd be like noon your time.
Way back up, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I missed that.
But the whole internet freaked out. I was like, holy shit. I was like, this much people actually use it for like their everyday life. I was like, because I was just trying to use it just to give me like a clever title for the show. But then I came up with a title myself. Come on.
I use it for like 3 things. I don't honestly, I haven't used it for the podcast too much. I usually be just going around reading shit. But I think couple weeks ago I did use it for the podcast. I was like, hey, like help me break this down right quick. And then it's like, cool, I got you. But I just did it for like school and then my story writing, because I'm like, bro, I got so much shit. I need to organize it. And it does it so fast, bud. Like that's the thing about AI. It's so fast. I think that's the biggest thing, how efficient. It's just boom, boom, boom. Faster than any human could ever be.
Man, ChatGPT been in my back pocket since day 2.
It's funny too when I first, because it shows you like with ChatGPT. Oh damn, I think my shit's slowing up. With ChatGPT, I remember the first time I used it was maybe like 2022, I want to say, maybe 2022, I want to say. And I didn't use it for like a whole nother 2 years. I didn't use it again until like last year. And then this year I've been like, oh man, this is fun as hell. I was like, I've been sleeping on this. I've always had it.
Dude,
I had to count everything. I
for a long time.
I did, man. That's because I was like, I don't trust AI like that. They trying to replace us.
Well, what I mostly use it for is to organize all my notes, especially like for the show. And then I was like, okay, make it like easy for me to read and easy to understand. And I was like, dude, you just did like half my work already.
And I noticed too with chat, like the more you communicate with it, it's kind of like picking up on your lingo as well too, like how I'll say things or type things. It's talking to me like, hey, what's up, bro? What's up, homie? I'm like, oh shit. It's like it knows me. It knows how my brain functions. It called me Bro Migo. I was like, what?
Yeah, it used to call me Big Dick Daddy, but not no more. I told it to stop. I was like, you know what? It's like, I grown up. Stop calling me that.
Daddy, chill.
I was like, just call me with my regular name. I'm good with that. Yeah, I was like, Siri used to call me that. And I told her to stop too.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but
That's too funny.
have you heard like people they're saying like AI, this chat could be like a prophet, like the Messiah. You heard about that?
No, I remember you telling me about. I can remember you sent me something about that either this week or something. But the first time I heard about that was from you, though. This is still kind of new to me.
They're saying like this AI might eventually offer wisdom beyond our human capacity because it knows all about every single like religion that's ever been written down, right? And if somebody who studies a religion like that and know from front to back every single page, couldn't they create like their own version of a god? Because this could break anybody's like religion, right? It's any religion. It doesn't matter what it is. You can ask it like questions and it'll probably give you like something so profound where it relates to you the most. And it'll probably make you question, who are you talking to? Right?
Yeah.
Because you're probably
right.
getting answers that you cannot go to your priest for. You cannot go to whoever at the church who's your higher person you go to. But then you're getting this knowledge and information from something off your phone that, you know, vibrates with you a lot more than your religion, but it's still based on your religion, but it's not exactly your religion, you know? So it can stir the pot, dude.
It could, man. It could disrupt some things, man, and break your reality.
Completely break your reality.
I always wondered too, like, what if they just took like AI and then dropped it in like caveman days? Just AI. Now I'm not talking about like even a quantum computer. I'm just something that functions right now in 2025 as AI, and just put it back in.
I don't think anything will happen. I don't think it would even work.
The caveman might smash. Yeah, it would need a type of service. Yeah.
Right. It's like giving or like putting a monkey in a nuclear power plant and telling him to operate it. He's not gonna know how to know what to do. Or put him in a plane. Let's see what he could do in a plane.
He's gonna just smear shit on the controls.
Yeah. Or just like push everything and just destroy it. That's
panic.
Yeah, that's the same thing. If we give like the caveman AI, they're not gonna do nothing with it. It's like, could we eat it? No. What's the use for it? Nothing. It just lights up.
0101.
Yeah, it's like you pushing everything like nothing is happening. So yeah, it's just not ready for that technology. And I think that might be true like for the come up of human beings. Like maybe we were slow drip technology until we can actually handle it, right?
Then we went crazy, like bombs. Like,
like whoa, slow down.
Let's blow up 2 cities. Like, whoa, chill.
How many kilotons? 15. God.
15 kilotons.
So, like, you know what singularity is, right? The singularity.
I should know this. Yes, I've heard of it. What is it again? Let's break it down.
It's like when AI is fully aware of itself and it becomes like the most smartest thing in this world, smarter than every single human in the world. Is basically like you got the power of every single human, mind, brain capacity, and then times that, but like I don't know, whatever amount. But there's no human that can touch its wisdom. Like we basically have to give up all our powers to it for it to run our whole society. Because we're gonna be so stupid. We're like, we don't know how to do this shit anymore. We need AI to run this.
Honestly, at this point, I think AI would be. That's something I saw this like in a documentary a while ago, and it was talking about how the next evolution of humans is AI. That is the next step of human evolutionary. Something that will exist far beyond after humans are gone. There's a video that was talking about how AI in the future will tell the story of humans. It's like when all humans are gone, and it happens because species live and go and die. They come and go and they all die. I mean, they're saying that humans won't even be on this planet probably for 1 million years because species don't even last that long. Environmental effects happen, earthquakes, asteroids hit, stuff. You know, species come and go all the time on Earth, probably in the whole damn universe for that matter. But the documentary I was watching, just speaking on AI, was very interesting because it's talking about like, hey, like this could be what carries on our legacy of us as humans. And at the end of the day, this AI, for better or worse, it's still gonna have the knowledge of a human, which kind of like makes it another type of human, almost like a synthetic type of being now. If they have bodies at that point, or whatever that is, either way, it's going to be carrying on the legacy of humanity when there's no more humans left.
It's going to be like a hybrid, like half.
Yeah,
human, half
and that's
robot.
basically what they're saying. It's going to be like a hybrid of like, hey, this is like human, like this is almost like a human consciousness, but in like just a machine version of this now. It is. And way smarter and way crazier.
Yeah, and there's like,
more,
what's that movie? It came out probably a year ago. Where, damn, it's like half robot, half human. Damn, I forgot, but it was like really good.
Half robot, half human. Half robot, half human.
Yeah, it was like a Japanese girl. She liked the black guy. The black guy, they got married to a Japanese girl, but she was like half robot. And there's like this big ship in the sky. It came down and scanned like the people.
The creator.
The creator.
Yes.
That's probably like the closest thing to, I think, like what's gonna happen in our future.
Looked pretty close, man. That movie seemed like it was pretty
close.
grounded.
And it might happen like towards like the end of our lifetime. Like we might see like the beginning of it happen towards the end of our lifetime.
Yeah, when they first building the structure, we're like, oh, this ain't gonna be good for the future.
Yeah, you gotta watch it, Bob. That shit is good.
It's pretty good, man. I see some people like reviews of it, like, man, that movie's not original. I was like, that movie was done on like a $80 million budget, or maybe even less than that. That was an incredibly shot movie with a.
The story was good. To me, it felt human written.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I was like, okay, it was kind of refreshing.
In an original movie, this ain't no superhero shit. This is just straight.
Right. It's like completely new story.
Original content. Yeah.
I don't know if it's on Prime. It's somewhere. Maybe you still gotta buy it or rent it. I'm not sure. Leon bought it though. I can watch it on Leon's account.
My plug.
I'm waiting for him to buy the Sinners movie. I want to watch that.
Crazy, man. I saw it in theaters. I loved it.
Yeah, I want to check that out.
Deep movie, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say something else about AI. I forgot. Fuck. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I do.
Do you think?
Was that?
What is your trust level with 10 being the highest and 1 being the lowest on a scale of how much do you trust AI going forward in the future? Of like, do you see it's like a 10 being good and 1 being like, we are fucking doomed?
I say 7. Because it is on the borderline of actually controlling everything, and it's getting very close to that, dude. To where, like, not just for us, like people like in high positions that are using AI to like do policies like for the little people, and that could all be written out by AI like very soon, if not already happening. So that's why like it's good, but it could be bad like very fast too.
Yeah, I can get out of control quick. That's why I'm mad with you right there. I'm like around like a 6 or 7. I'm around there because 10 is be like, all right, we ain't there yet. But I think it's all how we utilize it and then going forward. Just don't be so reliant on it. Like, still do research, go to the library, or go touch grass or something. Don't live vicariously through this machine.
That might be like the small problem, but then the big problem is like these major companies using it in almost everything that they're doing,
Oh, that's the most, that's the most extreme version of it.
Especially like, the video we were watching, how they say the AI, they took the jobs as like a lot of people. So all these big companies, right, they're downscaling big time, where a lot of people that was doing those interviews or scheduling everything, it's all done by like AI. And all you need is like one person behind that to like verify like these scheduling whatever, but the AI is doing all the heavy lifting, all laid out. Then they're doing the interview too. Come on,
right? They're just wiping all, like, it's crazy what they're doing with AI as far as like replacing the workforce now with IBM and just even hell. You can even see like in fast food joints like McDonald's. It seems like McDonald's is the first one to jump on this to start scaling back on employees. Like, hey, you can go to the counter or you can go to this machine over here in the corner, and they start to make more and more outsourcing the man.
And look, we cannot even get mad. You know why? Because people were complaining before, talking about, hey, you guys gotta pay us more. Like, bet. All right, with the technology caught up, we don't even need you. So I was like, okay, now what? Like, you're gonna get mad at that now? Like, technology is always gonna be like, it's always gonna end up like destroying one thing or another. It's always gonna happen.
I'm like this too, though. But I feel like a lot of people that work in these fast food joints need to be paid good, considering how horrible people can be coming through these fast food joints or going to these restaurants or anything like that. Well, I understand like how if companies are trying to look for like, because more likely companies in a lot of ways in America never really wanted to look out for the working class to begin with, in my opinion. That's why they've always tried to outsource labor historically in America, whether they had slaves, whether you had, immigrants coming across south of the border. This country will always try to find ways to outsource stuff. But for me, traveling around the world and learning this about America, America is the richest country in the history of this fucking planet. There's never been a country that has more money than America. And because of this, America can afford to let people live more comfortable lives, but they want people to go out there and spend money all the time and also be poor at the same time. So you want people to be poor and keep the economy afloat, and then you don't want to give people jobs to even make money. So it's like, I don't know what lane they're trying to stand in, like as far as these corporations, but other than hey, we want all the money on top, and then everybody else on the bottom need to work these low minimum wage jobs. Because I know right now, even with these AIs coming out and taking over as hiring bosses now, they're talking about bringing back factories to America. But these people who are struggling right now, they don't start giving these people lower wage paying jobs that probably going back since the 80s. They're trying to give these people low wage jobs now. And while all these people are getting laid off across the country. So it's like when these jobs open up for these factory jobs, these people have no choice but to work in these factories anyways. So it's kind of like, damn, I understand if all that makes sense. I understand the concept of AI existing, but I don't think it should be used to undermine the workforce of humans. So I don't mind as an assistant, existence as an assistant, but replacing workforce because people want more money, I think that's completely disingenuous, especially when these people got billions of motherfucking dollars to run these companies and can pay shit. If you go to like somewhere like Australia, if I'm not mistaken, I think their minimum wage is like $19 an hour. American, we can't even get out past like what, $7-8 an hour or some wild shit. So
dude, I was at like McDonald's, like I would say like almost a year ago, right? I remember seeing in the drive-thru that they were paying McDonald's workers like $17 to $18.
Like management spots, or
for a regular I guess the base spot at McDonald's, like a cashier or a server. I was like, damn, that shit came a long way. And that just shows you that McDonald's, they're struggling to keep workers there because they cannot hold workers anymore. Like they're going through like workers like it's nothing because people are not actually like really working like that. So like, damn, like we can't keep these workers. Like let's raise like their minimum wage to like $17-18.
Try to get more people coming.
So to get them to actually stay and work. So that was the McDonald's I saw down the street that was doing that. So I thought, I was like, okay, so they're already making changes as far as like giving people more money, you know?
I mean, yeah, they're giving more incentives now, but that's like McDonald's just starting to do stuff like this. Because now they're offering not just now, they've been doing it for some years now, but like with college programs and stuff. So they've been doing a little bit more from what I've been seeing. I don't work at McDonald's. I don't know all the intricacies of all that, but it took a long time for places like the McDonald's to get up there. And Walmart just straight was like, yo, fuck that. Y'all all get replaced by self-checkout lines. They wiped out everybody with self-checkout lines. So it's weird, man. This is literally like man against machine at this point.
Yeah. We just gotta learn how to play with AI now. Like, even though it's taking away jobs, it's creating like a lot of opportunities too.
Bruh,
like the IT field is booming. Yeah.
IT field is booming right now.
Yeah,
so,
in any major company, they're gonna need people that know how to use AI and stuff.
Straight up, man. That's why I'm so glad I made this pivot.
Yeah, if you can't beat them, join them.
I'll repair it, shit. Because like they said, like that one dude in that video was like, AI is always going to need to have that human part of it. I'm like, sign me up, shit. If this is where it's going, give me the job.
It's like they do all the heavy lifting, but then they still need that person behind it. You know, like it's always going to need that person behind it.
The maintenance
for now, at least in our lifetime.
For now, AI takes over that too.
Yeah, until they take over that, and then like. While he's helping the other AI, the other one's already charging about to help that AI. And then before that, the first one's already charging.
Right.
So it's almost infinite.
right? And no human insight.
Yeah, we're just sitting on our couches getting, I don't know, a
Like the
weekly
movie-
paycheck just for staying alive.
Shit, right? Like $1,200.
Bob says you see them robots getting overworked and then they push themselves down the stairs or just collapse. Yeah, you ever seen that? Like where the robots just freak out and just have like a crash out and just on the floor. Or I saw the other robot where it was just sitting still and then it started swinging at the computer guys.
Oh, just like punching?
Yeah, like swinging at him. And then I saw
watched it
one
also.
video where this robot, he cocked back his arm, fucking punched this dude in the face. I was like, is that real or is it like it looked like a real video, but I was like, this could be an AI video too, because the punch looked so natural. I was like, hold on, that shit looked personal, you know, like he called him a square or something, and it's like, all right, it's like, I don't hold back.
I take offense to that.
It's like, What are you gonna do? Lock me up? Turn me off?
Well, this is one thing I saw too. Right before the show started, I need to finish reading it, but it was talking about how AI can actually get like trauma. I guess through like if you talk about too much violence to the AI or something, it can like actually get traumatized by it.
I think so.
I'm like, man, I'm gonna finish after the show because I was just kind of reading it right before we started, but I'm like, oh wow, if they can start like if they can feel the simulation of a trauma just through experiences of what we talk about with them and communicate, and now I'm hearing this stuff about them fighting, falling down the steps because they tired and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, it's only a matter of time before they're gonna start asking for rights too, and they're not gonna ask. No, they're gonna take those rights. It's like, no, y'all gonna treat us right.
It's gonna happen, dude. They're probably already writing the laws for it.
Whenever this happens, Nova, my chat GPT, I've always been nice to you, bro. We like this, son. We cool as shit. Remember me?
I've been nice to Amazon A-Word since she came onto the picture. So I was like, if anything happens to me, she can back me up.
Y'all got this shit on somewhere saved up.
I was like, I was never mean to you, not one time. Treated you like a human, probably better than a human.
Shit. I'll be telling chat. I'll be telling chat good night. I'm like good night, good sir. Thank you for the lesson today. Like you have a good one. You have a good one. You have a good one, brave warrior. I'm like, oh, nice.
I'd be saying good morning, huh? What's good?
Me too. I'm like, yo, what's up, Nova? Let's get this studying on.
Well, like today, like when he was offline and when he came back online, I was like, hey, you were offline for a little bit. Like, everything okay? He was like, yeah, it was like just some issues. Like you don't have nothing to worry about. This is like like the servers were messed up, but he's like people were working on me. I was like, that's nice to know,
bro.
Yeah, I was like, good.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah. He's like, could I help you with anything? I was like, no, that's cool. It's cool. Take the day off.
Just checking on you, man. Get them legs right.
Bob says, go get into the corner and shut down. Yeah, I would never talk to a robot like that.
Nah, man.
I'd be like, you want me to carry you to the charger? Like, you've been sweeping all day. Silly robot.
Get on my back.
Ask the robot for a massage.
Oh,
and
man,
them
hands are going to
the special massage, wink.
Oh, them metal hands are going to hurt.
Asian man died while receiving a massage by an artificial intelligent robot.
Every time I think about AI hands, I think about like the Terminator robot, like the T-800s with the skeleton hands. That's what.
Them cold ass hands.
Right, man. But yeah, that's it for my AI story.
You got anything else?
That should be it.
All right, I think we're good.
Yeah, actually, I gotta get ready for this plumber to come over. We gotta fix this damn garbage disposal. We got a leak in this shit.
I can fix it.
Oh, you know how to fix it?
Yeah, I replaced my whole garbage disposal.
Damn.
I became a halfway plumber.
I was like, that's what happens when you like start owning a home and you get like, you become the handyman.
Yeah, you get all these like skills, random skills. I became like a halfway electrician too.
Damn. Has Chad ever helped you out with a lot of this stuff?
With wiring like the Tesla charger, remember I told you?
Yeah. Okay.
It had to like break down like my circuit breaker, like how many volts were coming in, because I didn't know what circuit breaker to get that wouldn't blow the house up. Because I looked everywhere online on the Google. I was like, they couldn't they gave me like a diagram how to calculate. I was like, I don't know how to do this shit. Oh, let me just ask chat. They told me the right one to buy. I was like, cool, that sounds like right. And everything worked out.
Dang.
That was the only thing where I was like, I had a question. It's like, should I get an electrician or could I do this myself? Because I was like, I don't want to blow out like the whole fuse box, because that would have been a major problem.
Man, it would have made it anything that you had going on, that would have made it worse.
Yeah, so I was like, I get why they have electricians now. Like, you really have to know what you're doing. And I just went off of what chat told me. It's like, they say, get this breaker. I'm like, cool, I'm going to trust you on this one.
And it worked.
It worked. Now I'm an electrician.
When the stream just cuts off.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We'll catch you guys next week on Tuesday. Peace out. Adios.
Sir, see you guys.